It is, but you can't convert that into power. You could only use that to warm up areas. Alright, so I need to start pumping out some more oxygen, which is probably going to be this line that's coming from the rust side, which is probably fine. I probably cut this here and make this line coming in from the bottom, which honestly shouldn't be that bad. So, since this is weak, we could also just pull it through here. I think for now, that's going to be the easiest solution. We run it here to have it kind of share. And I think at that point, this makes it a lot easier. Alright, so we'll use that for now, instead of using the last one. I probably could start using this one, though. We do have one oxygen line that we haven't utilized yet. How much oxygen, dude? 2.6 tons per tile? So that's 38, 42, 48 tiles, 2.4, 2.6 tons. That's like 80, 90 tons. 90 tons of oxygen. This is way too much. Way too much. Oh, I never closed the box. Oh, shit. Did we clean this up? Yeah, we did. Okay, cool. So we could actually seal this up now. Let's go. Oxygen is included. We got to do it, man. We got to include the oxygen. But we got to future-proof for the huge amount of dupes we're going to have. All right, so I think it's going to be time to cut through this area. So we're going to decon this, decon that. Gonna start just trimming this area out. Also want to do it here. Mine all this out. I could do that, so I could mine this. Gas cannot break tiles, only liquids. That's 100% correct. For whatever reason, gas does not have a overpressure breaking tiles like liquids do. I don't know why. I just know that's how it works. Okay, so we do want to trim this out, might as well. And then the liquid's there. I kind of just want to keep it there for now. Alright, so this got built in seconds. So we go for that, go for this. And it's releasing the wrong way. Okay, so this means that I need to cut this line somewhere in the middle. We'll do it at the bottom, I guess. And then we need a bridge. Easy, does it? That's gonna pump all that out. And then I do have more oxygen I could try to release. Probably from right here. I'm definitely going to try out the base game World Gen Infinite Storage. For now, I'm working on No Cheaty Spaced Out World. How goes the colony? Colony's doing great. I am trying to start doing a lot of future-proofing. You could see that we have a 60-person meal hall right here. And this area is going to be a mirror of that side. So we're doing a lot of things to make sure that we have the future within our grasps, so to speak. So as of right now, just doing a lot of future-proofing. It's not too bad. And I'm thinking about getting another spawn because of that. So right now we're just building out some space, trying to mine out some tiles, trying to make it so that, you know, we could just build the things we need. I've been watching a ton of guides and playthroughs of Oni as I play. That's smart. That's smart. You'll pick up a lot of info as you play. I would recommend that as a way to learn to play the game, to be honest. Watch someone that knows what they're doing, and then hopefully they'll explain why they do what they do, and then you just kind of learn from that. Alright, so we want this to crack. I want all the liquids to spill, so we're going to mine that out real quick. Citrus the Wizard. It's always the why that gets me excited. Yeah, man, you gotta know the reasons. That also means you want to learn, which is a good thing. I see you, geek. Facebook pokes. I see you guys over there. Can I mine this? I mean, decon that? That'd be amazing. And then I need a tile here. Oh, they were able to do that. Nice. Then we're just going to mop this up. Alright, so we're going to mine this area out. The waters are going to spill. That's spilling back in the wrong way. Feels bad. And then once we get this last tile, all the polluted water drops will be good. Why not tap into the steam vent? I will be. I will be. We're going to be utilizing this 17 kilograms salt water. So the main reason why is because this is 17 kilograms per second. This is an insane amount of water. Because it's so much water, I want to tap into it first so I could start stockpiling it. That's the first thing I want to do. Now, after that, I'm going to try to make a steam condenser, like right here, which shouldn't be too bad. And we'll have that be incorporated with the spawn, which is another reason why I wanted to spawn in this area. We have this steam vent, and we have another steam vent over here. So the two cool steam vents are going to be incorporated as well, because they're nearby. So, of course, this means this is going to be a large spawn. I love the intricate details of the game. Oh, yeah, I feel you with that. Sometimes people don't like it because it's overwhelming. And I could see that. It's a lot of information sometimes. And then when you have so many options, you just might not know what to do. Okay, so the polluted water dripped. That's fine. I probably mine this area out, and I probably want to build a tile here. Then we're probably going to want a pitcher pump here. And start pumping out all the liquids out. Alright, so this is fine. So we're going to use brine, ethanol, polluted water, salt water. Enable auto bottle on a priority 6. And we're going to dump it into here. So we could bottle up all the liquids. I like the numbers for temperature and how they don't use just kilograms per tile. Yeah, they actually have math involved. Anything to do with calculation of SHC and heat flow, I'm just going to nod my head for a follow. Nod my head and follow the smarter people. It's very easy to actually differentiate between the stats. It just comes down to what you're doing. A lot of the times, I'm not going to lie, Xenosci, if you want to learn, the only thing you need to really understand is specific heat capacity and how it compares. Thermal conductivity doesn't mean anything in this game. It's just the higher the value, the faster the heat transfer occurs. So in the grand scheme of things, all you need to know is big numbers is good for thermal conductivity. That's literally the easiest thing to kind of pick up. After that, specific heat capacity gives you an idea of roughly how much thermal energy the specific element actually holds. And what I mean by that is, it's if you were to break it down, right? The easiest way to look at heat in this game is to assign a fake value to it. Oh no, the natural gas, I have this 4 tiles wide because I just like the size to put 2 pumps. That's it. You can make it minimum 2 or as wide as you want. You never want it on a single tile though. That's the problem. You need at least 2. And then after that, I'm just using 4 because I want a second pump later. So when it comes down to specific heat capacity, that's a value that requires a little bit of thinking, but the easiest way to kind of look at it is if you were to convert everything in this game by specific heat capacity into individual units. So if we were to look at heat, the value of unit that they assign to the heat in this game is something called heat in DTUs. So heat adds DTUs, right? If we use that as just a unit of measurement, you don't have to understand what it actually, measures or anything. That's just a heat value, right? All you need to understand is when you have a building with a specific heat capacity, right? And that building's specific heat capacity is going to be tied to the element that they're made out of. So this is iron. Iron has a specific heat capacity of 0.449 times the 400 kilograms. This value is going to be in the grams. So it's basically this times 1,000 times 0.449. That's how much DTUs that you're going to need to influence this building by in order for you to increase the temperature of the individual building's properties right here. Now, if you look at the same thing in the elements, you could look at that in a similar way. If we have right here, this is 75 grams, and then you have a specific heat capacity of 4.1. So this is 75 already in grams times 4.100. This is going to have a higher value than iron ore does. But because this is a higher mass, it's going to take more than 75 grams of salt water in order to heat up the building. This is when you're considering the building is submerged in the liquid. So that's the easiest way to look at it. Look at the raw value. So when you're comparing something in the equal terms, you don't have to look at the multiplication of the mass, right? Instead, you just compare the specific heat capacity. So that means if you were to look at something like carbon dioxide, which is pretty garbage, right? The specific heat capacity of this is 0.84 or 0.846, right? And if you were to compare that to something like water, which is top 3, water has a specific heat capacity of 4.179. So that's around 5 times. This means that if the masses were the same of both carbon dioxide and water, and they were both in the same room and getting heated, the carbon dioxide is going to be 5 times hotter than the water is, assuming they're not touching, right? So that means in the same amount of time span that the water goes up by 1 degrees, the CO2 is going to go up by 5 degrees. That's the easiest way to look at that. So when you look at that way, you need to actually consider those values when you're doing something like an aqua tuner, because you're changing the thermal temperature by a flat amount. So that means the DTUs are going to be fluctuating depending on what type of element you're running through it. So that's going to be the reason why you could just calculate the mass times the DTUs to kind of get a ballpark. And then when the mass is all equal, just compare the raw DTU number to see which one's going to be more effective. Now, that's a lot. That's honestly a lot to take in. I just have a general understanding, I guess. But yeah, it's not that bad, so to speak. I say that after I go on a DTU rant, so I'm very sorry. I just started ranting for no reason. But yeah, it's if you could wrap your head around that, it doesn't get worse than that. It does not get worse than that. Don't worry, the missing link for me was the DTU being the ruler for the game. Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. It's like being a sprinter, and DTU, or no, specific heat capacity is literally your endurance, or how much stamina you have. How far you could basically run before, you kind of succumb to the heat. Alright, so we do need this. This is going to be our top of the map setup. And then let's ballpark, we're going to have 120 dupes, more or less. Whoa, this is not working anymore? All feels bad. This needs a bridge too. We'll just cut this off and just use this as a major line. There's more oxygen off of that anyways. That means I could probably help out the oxygen, like maybe right here. Oh, there's a mealwood plant there. That also explains why certain things need to be done when making decisions from scratch, or stuff like volcano tanning. Yeah, you gotta consider it, man. Also, the reason why some builds are very good and effective, like the good example would be this. I'm running in oxygen. Well, this is cold, so this is the bad example. But this is the reason why like a radiator design works really well. It's because liquids typically just have better stats than gases do. Just in general, right? Like the best stat for gases is hydrogen. Hydrogen has a specific heat capacity of 2.400. And that's not that great, man. And that's the best gas. 2.4. And that's as high as it gets. Nothing's better than that, I don't think. I think maybe there is a gas, like nuclear waste gas, but it's not that good. Yeah, hydrogen makes wheeze wards cool better because wheeze wards are directly correlated to the element that they're breathing in. So that means if you do have gas, it's going to be a little bit better. Yo, man, watch out with the periods, dude. Nightbot's going to get you, dude. Nightbot's going to bop you on the face. What's going on, Tax Dude? How are you? I see you over there. Welcome on in. Alright, we're going to need an extra ladder here. And then we're going to box this up as a square. I'll probably remove this now, just to remove this. Yo, man. You know who else says numbers? The bots do, man. Just saying. I have a wife, kids. Oh, man. Are they on Twitch, too? Funny how I'm having an issue with hydrogen because it's warming up my Saturn traps too fast thanks to the gas pump heating it. Oh, man. Yo, man. Let me break it to you. Gas pumps don't generate heat. Gas pumps don't generate heat, so that's actually not the case, Xenosci. That's funny, man. They don't generate heat, so you kind of assume that it does, but it doesn't. I was joking. Gotcha, Templar. Don't have kids, right? Need to make sure. We gotta write that down so Nightbot knows. I think natural gas actually has better SXC than hydrogen, but since hydrogen is a sterile atmosphere, it was a better option. Nope, not quite. No, hydrogen is, it out edges natural. I think natural gas is 2.168. I'm assuming that from just raw memory. Let me actually confirm that. It's slightly worse. 191. That was close. 2.191. It's slightly worse, but it is pretty good. It is pretty good. I wonder why my insulated box is warming that. So the thing with insulated boxes is that a lot of people have a misconception that they're perfect heat encapsulators, meaning that if you insulate a box, that there's no heat transfer. That's actually not true. If you actually have an insulated box, the heat transfer from the tiles will eventually cool down the gases. Because my tiles right here are not that warm, right? It's less than the 84 degrees. My insulated tiles are going to slowly cool this down. That's actually how that works. Although it's very slow and it's not enough to be actively cooling anything, it's tough. Because it's not actually perfect insulation. It's just very low conductivity numbers. So you have both the insulated property, because that's a different equation than the actual regular tile heat transfer, and then the thermal conductivity of the element. So it's slow, but I don't think it should be enough to bop the Saturn traps. I do wonder, though, if you have any pipes going through it. Because one of the problems is, if you have an insulated pipeline, this actually transfers heat, right? If you have liquids inside. So this liquid is at 58 degrees. It's eventually going to heat up the pipeline so the outside starts warming up. This is really apparent if you actually have a SPOM and you're feeding it hot water from across the map. The area around your pipeline starts getting warmer than the area around it. And that's not a coincidence. That's because the insulated tiles, while it works well to insulate, you can see that it's cold right here because it's cold slush at negative 9.5. It's actually cooling down the area slightly. And it will actually affect the temperature. So if you have a lot of pipes, gases, or liquids going through, even conveyor rails, they're going to heat it up slightly if it's above the temperature of the Saturn Critter Trap area. So I would check that out. They don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. 100%, man. 100%. I think they might put out warm hydrogen, not sure though. Even when feeding them from cool slush, it seems like Saturn Critter Traps need a little extra cooling. Oh, interesting. I haven't really delved with them. Maybe Cthulhu is right. I'm not 100% sure though. It might be 100%. That might be it. There might be a fixed temperature with the output of the hydrogen. Or it might have to do with some weird properties, like maybe it's going to be the temperature of the critter they eat, and then that hydrogen is the temperature of the hydrogen they spit out, you know? Something like that could kind of work against you, not going to lie. And there's a chance that could be exactly what it is. How have I not seen the cool slush geyser? It's really strong. It's really strong. So a lot of the time the game doesn't want to give it to you. If you want to guarantee one, you get to play on the Terra Start on the Spaced Out DLC. I think you always get one of these. If you start on the Spaced Out DLC on the Terra Start, the very first one. So if you do want to play with it, you might have that. I have to check on the beta's temperatures and one of the rail gas pipes going through. The betas. Oh, I don't have it here. Base game struggles. Base game struggles, man. Oh, I don't have it. Alright, so we have this. Let's do some math, you guys. So we already have 3 electrolyzers. Assuming we have 120 dupes is going to be the goal, right? Let's assume that's the case. Maybe we pick a number that's very easily divisible by 8. And let's also round down. This generates 888 grams of oxygen. So let's just round this down and say 800 grams. So it's 8 dupes per electrolyzer. So we would have 5 electrolyzers for 40 dupes. So I already have 3. So we would have 5, that equals 40. 40 divided, 120 divided by 40 is 3. So 3 times 5, 15 minus 3 is 12. I need 12 electrolyzers here. I don't even actually think I have enough water to actually fuel that. But I think that's going to have to be the plan. I might need 12 electrolyzers right there. Do I have any other water sources? Oh, man. I might not have enough water sources. I don't know if I have enough water to actually, keep everyone oxygenated. This is probably why us running through the cool slush like we are, it's probably a good idea. So let me do a rough check. Oh, dude, you know what we should do then? We need to just find the final 3 geysers. I think that's what we should do. We should find the final 3 geysers first. Use the dupes to pee water. Alright, so we have a pocket right here. We have a pocket right here. I think we need to do a little bit of extra exploration. Now, we do have the suits, so, navigation should be easy. So we'll just go across right here, jump down, go straight across. To drop down, we need to mine out a layer. And then we go across here. Probably need a ladder. So it's going to be ladder down. And then from here, we're going to want to dig across. Hopefully we reveal something over here. And then back on this side. Since we have suits, we're going to come down from this way. So I think we're going to want to burn through the biome from here. Right, so we don't jump up from there anymore. That probably means I need to mine this out, which is fine. And then I ideally want to have this mined out. So we just jump down to here. Oh, there's a natural glossy. This is the 3rd one. Dude, I'm getting lucky, dude. I've had 3 natural glossies where a wild Draco just pooped out a glossy. 3 of them. Always lucky, boys. Okay, so this is a broken in ice biome. Some of the ice is melting already, and it's touching the salt. So it's going to go through this way. We'll mine through. So it goes 3, 3, 3, and then we probably want to go across here. 3, and then it's a 2. Jump across. There's a room right there. We'll see what that is. I probably... Oh, there's a mining issue. I'm happy a dupe didn't get stuck, dude. I'm happy a dupe didn't get stuck down there and die. That's the one thing I'm grateful for. Okay, outside of that, I probably want to break into the oil right there, so it's probably going to be here. Go through that. Hopefully that's going to be enough space for the oil to expand and not break my tiles. And then we'll go along to the left. From here, we'll go along to the right. And we need to do all the exploration we can do. Wild, is that a shine bug? Nice. The steam vents, let's actually check. The thing is that even though we have a production value of how many kilograms per second, I need to know active period, so we could actually ballpark how much water we generate. So in this case, I probably have to go through from the top, because I don't want to break the water pressure. So I probably run across this way, climb down. It's probably going to be best for me to just go across like this. And then go 3, 2. Mine that out. And that's going to be because we're going to have to analyze this. That's going to be probably the best way. I hope the hydrogen doesn't all push out, and then there's more room for more salt. Alright, speed that up. There's a lot we need to do. So we're going to find out the remainder of the geysers. We have 3 left. So very roughly, we could just do a rough overview of the geysers we found. There was none in the subsurface ocean. We are only counting covered geysers. So that's 1. Natural gas. This salt water doesn't count. There was nothing there. We have... this one was uncovered. Cool steam vent. This one was... Man, what was this one? Hydrogen. This is hot polluted oxygen, so that's 4. The cool slush, 5. There's nothing else over here. Then we have this side. We have this. Hydrogen number 2, that's number 6. This one right here was infectious, so it's polluted oxygen still. That's 7. Oh, that's true. That is oxygen. That is technically oxygen. I could tame that. I could actually just tame that and make that into an oxygen source. 100% correct, Hitman. That's technically is oxygen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 2 more, 3 more. But it's grams, not kilograms. That's true. Let's argue that that geyser is enough for exactly 1 duplicant. That could be the case. That's exactly 1 duplicant. Oh, and another thing I forgot to check is... Okay. We do have some space for the toilet water. I forgot to rebuild that. Good for clay production, which we do need ceramic later on. Alright, so we go through here, jump down, jump across this way. There is some space right here, so we're going to want to climb down to here, to here, to here. And then we'll keep going. Clay production, it's not bad. We will need a lot of ceramic for the liquid O2H2 at the very end. And we don't have a lot of that. Oh, we broke the other tile. Come on, man. We got to build this again. Alright, so we need to mine this out, mine that out. And then we need to go over this way. It doesn't look like it's breaking anymore. And some of the salt water spilled in, so that's fine. So I'll probably just need a ladder here. And then we could work... Oh, is that it? Did I have that already? No, it's already been discovered. Nothing new. Okay, so that goes this way. I probably want to just go all the way across. Going down this way as well. So we have 3 uncovered geysers, right? Because we have 12 in every playthrough. We don't have any modifiers for the geysers like geoactive or geodormant. So we should have 3 more. Kitty Cam, let's go. He's awake. Mamba's finally awake, licking himself. The cat's got to do what the cat's got to do, man. Mamba's just being what a Mamba does. Okay, we have some fog over here still, so I'm going to want to open the doors. Dude, you know what's crazy about this? If you don't have a tile here to stand, you actually cannot open the door. Does each base game world gen come with volcanoes? No, not guaranteed. Not actually guaranteed. Unless you're playing on the volcano asteroid. It's not guaranteed. I really like this game, but I don't think I'm smart enough to play it to the end game. So that's a common misconception. You don't need to be smart to play this. And I'm not even memeing or anything like that. You do not have to be smart to play this. It's kind of like the misconception that if you play chess and you're a grandmaster, you're a genius. That's not the case. This is all in all a video game. And if you think it's going to be a fun time, I'd recommend to play it and try it out. If you do have the game and you're struggling, I'm happy to help. Just let me know what problems you're running into. We'll try to guide you along the way so that you still get the full experience without having anything spoiled. But in the grand scheme of things, if you just look at it as a video game and just kind of just have fun, play at your own pace, and don't have expectations in terms of what you're going to accomplish compared to the other players, you're going to be perfectly fine. Because in the grand scheme of things, this is a single player game, right? You don't have to share the bad things that happen, right? And you got to look at it this way. Everyone only shows their highlights. So you don't really have to understand that, everything perfectly, as long as you're able to just play, have fun. If you run into problems, trying to MacGyver a solution, and eventually you'll get to the end game. You'll learn as you go, and it'll be a great experience. And if you think now that you're not smart enough, if you do keep playing, you will eventually do beat the game, and you're going to feel a lot better because you initially thought you weren't going to be able to do it. But guess what? If you just keep playing, keep at it, you'll eventually get it, man. So for the most part, I would say it's a common misconception that you have to be smart. All you have to do is just enjoy the type of play style that this game provides. Keep at it, and eventually, dude, you're going to get everything. When it comes to mechanics, a lot of the things aren't really something that you learn as you go. You have to kind of understand this is a trial and error based game where the devs really want you to fail, but they also want you to learn from your mistakes. And that could be pretty tedious, rigorous, because you understand that you're going to lose. But if you keep at it, man, you got to be persistent. You got to put in the work every day of the week. Well, not every day of the week, but you got to put in the work. And dude, it's very rewarding. I would say that. Now, that being said, this is entirely up to you. I don't know if you enjoy these type of games. I don't know if this is something you want to get your hands on and do for yourself. There are the group of people that also like to live vicariously through other players and streamers, and that's perfectly fine as well. So at the end of the day, dude, just make a decision and go through with it, whether or not to play a game or not. But if you ask me, I would say that it's highly recommended. Don't need to be smart. You just got to learn a bit of how some of the things work. It's more like experience. Yep, X-Templar is right. Like when I first played Super Mario, I didn't know you could do a running jump for a little bit more jump distance. So I would always just walk around, take my time, and be cautious, not knowing that I was setting myself up to fail. Because there were certain jumps that I could have made, and I didn't think I could make it. It's like something like that, just understanding that there's momentum with running and jumping for further distance. Like something like that, that's all you need to understand. But it's at the end of the day, it's up to you, man. I'm not going to force you to do anything, but if you do ask for my opinion, I would say to try it out. I played this game for a year and haven't gone to Rockets, but I still enjoy it. Hey, sandboxing too. It's a good time. It's a good time, especially in sandbox, man. Hey, Grandpas, I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the plug. Set reasonable expectations starting off. Maybe choose to have an initial goal of all initial dupes alive by day one. That's how I enter it. Dude, my initial goal, dude, was literally try not to pee in the water tank. That was literally my initial goal. Just try not to pee in the water tank. That's all I wanted to achieve. And I'm not gonna lie, man, we did it eventually. Hawkfire, what is good? How are you doing, man? I see you over there. How was the weekend so far, good sir? Hopefully you're getting some rest days. Current playthrough, 2 meta volcanoes, no minor or normal ones. Classic Terra size Asteroid with DLC. Gotcha. Oh, with DLC. Oh, but it's classic size. Okay. Yeah, the classic size stuff, it's a lot of RNG, especially on Terra. There's a couple of guaranteed water sources, but outside of that, I think everything is random. I will say that your videos are very helpful, and I really enjoy them. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you so much, Dane. Glad you enjoy the videos. Iron and gold, those are the best ones, Templar. Not gonna lie. Iron and gold. Iron for steel, gold for the decor value. Such a good initial goal. Yeah, man, dude, you don't even know how many times I peed the tank. I peed the tank so many times when I was learning the game initially, dude. It became like the first thing I always do. I always make sure I have bathrooms now at the end of cycle 1. I remember that goal and sometimes still fail. Dude, me too, man. Don't worry. And it becomes a thing where it's like, it was technically my fault. I forgot to set my bathrooms at priority 9 for the tidying. And it was something like that. So they didn't change the toilet outhouse. And then it's like everyone needed to use the restroom and everyone was sleeping already. And then the guy was cleaning the toilets. Everyone already peed their pants. It happens, man. It got me a couple of, I think this playthrough, I think I peed the tank. In this specific playthrough. But I knew that I was using the water for research, so I didn't really care about it. Dupes not peeing the water tank, still a primary goal for me at 700 hours. Dude, man, it happens, man. It gets the best of us. First time I was trying to do all achievement, it was rough. It took like 6 colonies. Damn, but you got it done. That's impressive. Carnivore is tough, man. It really is. Because carnivore requires you to do an alternative food generating source with using ranching instead of farming. It's kind of tough, man. Oh, I feel you with that Hawk of Fire. That's tough. Got the days off with all that matters, man. But yo, man, that stuff is tough, man. Hope it, you know, doesn't get too bad. Hope it's a nice time. But damn, that's tough, man. Family drama is the worst. Days off, though, man. Hopefully it's not pulling you in constantly. And just enjoy the days off. Took me so long to find out water sieves don't disinfect. Hey, that's the thing, too. Knowing that gray water exists, it was a thing. Oh, that's a new geyser. Okay, we got one. Oh, gold volcano, let's go. Alright, we know what we're going to be using for conductive wires now. Carnivore, locavore, the bane of your existence. Yep. Doing carnivore on spaced out DLC with no shovels is kind of a challenge. Because you can't do the normal stuff anymore. Right? Because you wouldn't be able to use shovels because they don't exist over there. So it depends if you're doing classic start or not, in terms of size. But that is a thing to check out. Alright, so we have one over here. We have these two already. Alright, so we have this fog right here that goes off to the side right here. So we have a lot of space, though. We need to explore and find out what we have over there. Now we gotta submit a bioscan. This is base game. This is base game. So this is only vanilla. No plug slugs. No new rockets. We have the old rockets. And we don't have radiation. We also don't have the new... some of the new critters. But yeah, base game, base game. Oh yeah, we have lead. That's true. We gotta mine the lead. That's one thing I need to start doing. Mining out the biome, so we just tap into the lead. That's something I need. Alright, so the gold volcano is refined metal. We'll never have to run out. Which means the amount of steel I need, it's going to be perfectly fine. We need to submit a bioscan for this. Okay. So, hunting the geysers. Let's see what else we got. We need to find out what's in the fog. I don't think we need to do that anymore. There's no chance there's a geyser there. And then... this is the neutronium, right? Because this goes straight down. Alright, so I think we're going to go from the bottom. That's probably going to be the best thing to do. Brain machine, got that. Okay, that's not bad. I guess we want to move up. Oh, geyser, let's go. Salt water. Hey, let's go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're actually good. Okay, so I think what we'll do is... we'll build another mini spawn here that's being fed from this saltwater geyser. And then we'll just build as much as we can off of that. So what I'll probably want to do is put this. This is cool enough for them to stand in now. And then we'll just analyze it. We do have the oxygen mask right here that they could dock in. So we'll analyze this to see how much water we get in the long term. Because it's only 197 out of 656 eruption period. So it's not a lot in and of itself. But with the active period, we could see kind of like a ballpark average. And then build enough electrolyzer setups to kind of accommodate for that. There's also the two cool steam vents. This one and this one right there that we'll try to condense. I never did finish that colony, but Rime was key for me getting carnivore, no fossil fuel one. Oh, I see you. Rime is nice. Because late game, dude, oh man, that cold energy is a good time. Alright, so all the leftover waters, we're just going to bottle it up. Oh wait, I can't do that unless they're gonna loop it back in. Alright, let's cancel that. Let the water just kind of stack in for now. They average about the same amount, but that's a huge influx per eruption. Yeah, man, it is. It's pretty nice, not gonna lie. Oh, it's this water, that's why. Let's add some more reservoirs. I just want to get as much water pumped up into bottles before we actually start looping it into itself. Got laggy from a massive industrial sauna was a mistake. Dude, it happens, man. It happens. At least now you know. Alright, so we got that one. We could also get a geyser in the frozen core at the bottom. Very possible. So we found that one, that's salt water. I probably want to do here. Here. And then here. And then we climb up. And I put a dig right there, so we just run in. Okay, so it also could be on the left, I guess. So we could dig down a path. And also in that pocket. So it's probably like that, We get to here. Oh, I didn't check Sporkids. Oh, crap. We could have just unleashed some zombie spores and not even know it. Doesn't look like we did, though, so we're getting lucky. No Sporkids, boys. I'm in. Alright, so that's going to be here, here. We go down into here. And then this comes out to here. And I want to get to here. That's perfect. And then we get to the bottom. And then I'll probably mine this tile to get a little bit of vision. My biggest lag was from using Shinebugs for everything that had to do with power and radiation spaced out across all worlds. Oh, God. Hey, man. That's not as bad as trying to make a Paku farm on the water world. That's probably the worst thing you could do. Paku's swimming in that giant pool of water, dude. It's massive lag. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. That's all three. Oh, it's a second saltwater geyser. Are you serious? All right, we have unlimited water. Actually unlimited. That's a 8-7. 405 out of 735. And this is a 8-7, 405 out of 730. These are actually clones of each other. Holy crap. They're actually clones of each other. Okay, so we have 2 saltwater geysers. Dude, yeah, we have enough water now. I don't even have to worry. All right, good stuff, good stuff. So we're going to want to analyze this. And it's overpressured right now, so it's fine. And then I could probably start also doing some condensing setups. That could be something we might start. Condensing the cool steam for some additional water. That's going to depend on if I need to tap into, because I think the salt water here is going to be good enough. Okay, so that's a great feeling. We know exactly what we got. Now we can start playing accordingly. So I do need the spawn. Alright, let's start the design. So it's going to be this design still. And we want to use a normal setup. So this lines up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's cancel that. So this is the proper base. Interesting. Because I would have to have it lower then, right? So it'd be here, here, and then this is, oh, the one tile gap. That's what it is. Interesting. Okay, I could see what we need to do. This is most likely insulated though. And then I also want to remove this ladder. Nice. Okay, so this is going to be the seal. And we're going to have more space for the top, but that's fine. I might actually want to flip this. Bro, you are nuts. Finally had time to start watching your YouTube videos. I honestly haven't played Oni since I found your stream. Seemed like a waste unless I'm efficient at use. Dude, don't worry, man. I played this game for 2,500 hours. I kind of need to showcase the skills or the things I've picked up in my time playing this game. Because I played this game for a long time. So, dude, don't compare yourself. There's probably a gap in the experience. Oh, my man's stuck. Ah, shit. Alright, man. Get out of there. You're gonna body slam yourself into the ground. Hey, oh, he caught the ladder? Dude, that was slick. My man's caught the ladder. But yo, Fried PB&J, I see you over there, man. You should start playing Oni again. It's a fun time. Just don't think about the little things like that, man. You'll be okay. Parkour, baby. Dude, that was like 4 or 5 stories, dude. Arm grip, not even that. Shoulder grip, dude. Your body, like your torso, would have so much force on it, dude. Dislocate your shoulders, dude. Not gonna lie. Both shoulders dislocated, man. That's scary stuff, man. Just saying. I want Black Friday to come around so I could get the Cities DLCs I don't have. Oh, dude, Hog of Fire gonna get into Cities again? I see you over there. Which ones are you looking to snag up? Which ones are you looking to snag up? So it's gonna be like that for my pattern, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the 2-space gap. That's not bad. So we move this one tile up so we could fit pumps stacked on 2s like that. That should be pretty good. Pumping up the water as much as we can. This base is so much more since I last saw it. Hey, Citrus the Wizard, what's good? Dude, we got to make the expansions. We found all the geysers. We found one here, and one over here. So gold volcano, and then 2 salt water. So we have enough water for electrolyzers now. So we had to build another one so we could prepare for the influx of dupes that are coming in. But what's good, Citrus? I see you over there. Hope you've been doing well. Oh, this is actually a decon. And then we go like that. Alright, so I think we'll have, 5 here. Or maybe 4 is not bad. The moment I found out that you could submerge the desalinator was a game changer for me. It is. The desalinator, man, it heats up for no reason. Like, just way too much. And since you could flood this building, and then you make it out of gold, submerge it into the hot salt water, it works really well, Lemmings. 100%. I agree with that, man. We're gonna get the new Plazas one. Okay. Airports answered. Oh, yeah, you're gonna get the latest 3. I see you. You could submerge it? Didn't know that. Yeah, there's a lot of buildings you could submerge. One of them is the desalinator, and it's really good because even with the hot saltwater geyser, if you make it out of gold, it never gets above 95 degrees because that's what the saltwater comes in at. So by doing it that way, you have like no heat generated. Have that just put into your infinite tank, which is what we're doing here. This is going to be infinite saltwater storage once we're ready. And then there's another one is the aqua tutor. Since water is a top 3 coolant in the game, you could actually flood the aqua tutor in a similar fashion. And then by doing it like this, you know, you just feed the water back into the spawn once you're done. So it's pretty nice. There's a lot of things like flooding buildings that it's not actually like free or made apparent. A lot of the times you kind of have to experiment for yourself to figure out which buildings can be flooded. But if you can, flooding buildings, man, you could absorb so much heat from that. It's insane. It's so much heat absorption, man. It really is. Alright, did we analyze this yet? Yes, you do. So you do have to have duplicant access. And you could actually make a infinite liquid storage with access. Like I did that for my cool slush right here. So we go in from a liquid lock. I could jump down from here to here, and then jump down from here to here. And then I could just expand this for the desalinator to be inside. As long as your duplicants have suits, they won't break the lock, and then they could just go in to empty out the salt. So it's not that big of a deal in most cases. My main issue with the desalinator is freezing water, breaking pipes, and a biome change. Does the desalinator have a temperature max on the low ends? No, but water does. So because you're probably pulling it from a cool salt slush is what I imagine. Water freezes below zero. Yeah, negative temperature max. Because water is the output temperature or the output element, you're limited by the lower end of water. So if the output temperature is -2 or lower, it actually freezes into a solid block and breaks your pipes. Now, the only way to get around that is to actually do something like heating up the liquid. And that's actually what I'm doing. I have -10 degrees or 9.5 that's coming in from the cool slush. And if I sieve that with the water sieve, I get the same thing. The water freezes, breaks my pipes. So I actually run that over a heat source. Shouldn't water freeze at 0? Why does it freeze at -0.6? In this game, there's something called state change factor, Bladewoods. And what that means is that state change factor is, even though this right here is -0.6, even if you get water to this temperature, it doesn't immediately become ice, right? And the reason why is because this game is a thermodynamic simulator. If they made it so that it changes temperatures exactly on the value, you get a lot of fluctuation. Something where liquid becomes ice, ice immediately melts back into liquid, and then it refreezes again. That causes a lot of lag in the game. So what they implemented in this game was a 2 degrees, I think it's 2.5, of a temperature factor. So that means even at this range, you have to go lower by -2.5. So it becomes -3.1. So that means that when you freeze water, typically the ice is going to be at -3.1 temperature or lower. After that, ice has to go above -0.6 by 2.5. That ends up being a positive 1.9 degrees, which is the reason why ice doesn't melt unless it's above 0. So since we have it like that, that makes it so that once it goes through state change, it's not going to immediately become the original element that it was before that state change. So that's the reasoning why. It's the values at that point, though. I don't know why they chose -0.6, but it doesn't actually freeze at that temperature. It freezes a little bit lower. But for the most part, there's probably some type of scientific calculation that they try to use, because a lot of the values do come from a lot of real life, actual periodic table of elements. I don't know why it's not exactly 0, though. That's a good question. That took me quite a while to figure out. Heat up the water a bit before you send it through the filter machine. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to do that. It's because of the output element. Plus or minus tolerance is a very smart engineering move. Didn't know that also. Yeah, so that value is 2.5. It's exactly 2.5, I believe. That's crazy, man. I wish the game told you these things. Yeah, it's a lot of. So here's the thing: if the game did tell you a lot of like the hidden mechanics, I feel like not that the game would have been too easy, but I don't know. It feels a little bit weird. I don't know how to really describe it though. I feel you though. There's a lot of they kind of just leave you to die in this game. No hand holding at all. If you have problems, you better figure it out. I hate that it plays like that, but that's really how it plays, right? You kind of just have to know for your own good. But yeah, it's tough to figure things like that out. It takes a lot of like experimentation and realizing what's actually happening. But it does mean that you have to go into sandbox, start experimenting with things. That is very fun though. I do say that. IRL stuff doesn't boil melt at the exact temperatures either. That's why water dries after a while when at room temperature. But in Oni, they can't simulate that or it would break the game, so they added the zones where it'd be iffy territory for temperature and state of matter. Oh, okay. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, environmental factors, right. The world is not a machine code, lol. Yeah. If everything worked... So it's basically the difference between practical application and theory. That's probably the best way to look at it. Like, that's probably the biggest difference. The perfect world situation, and then practical, how it actually happens in real life. Practical versus theory. It's probably the best way to kind of, like, compare it. Alright, my dupes are gonna get stuck. Instant versus actual. Instant? Kind of. I kind of see where that comes from. Okay, so now we know that. I think we're going to start wanting to mine out the oil biome, because I need the fossil and lead. So, let's get to work. We do have some ladders in here. I probably do want this all the way down. Helps us out a little bit. And then we could mine out these chunks, and then I need a ladder up this way. Because I need to get to the top. Okay. Now with that, I think 4 electrolyzer setups here is not bad. Let's trim this out over here. We have to come in from the top, which is fine. Also, by the way, if the liquid freeze at the temperature exactly without that zone that was released, freezing would instantly melt. Yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about. You would have a lot of fluctuation between ice, solid, to liquid water, liquid, right? And that would, like, crash the game. The constant fluctuation. That's exactly right. So that's actually the reason why, I think. I think they might have not had that initially until they ran into the problem. Oh, man, oxygen. What's happening? There's oxygen up here. This line is not that active. Okay, so we'll pull a new line. That shouldn't be too bad. Here and here. Some of it releases there. Okay. This is constantly trying to add in. This is because all my dupes are sleeping over there, I think. Oh, what? Oh, they're going into the suits constantly now. Okay. So we could do that. Let's cut this. Have that dedicated to the suits. And we'll run the new line coming in from here. So we have all 3 lines active now, which is a little bit better. There's still probably of y minus 0.6 is the center point of the zone and not 0. You gotta ask the devs, man. That'd be a curious question. Hey, devs, why do you guys choose 0.06 for the freezing temperature for water? Why not 0? You know what it might have to do with, honestly? It might have to do with the... Like, the game might be base 2. So they're choosing that for a specific, like, coding reason. I could see that happening. A lot of the times, there's like, some minor reason that's going to be a little bit more efficient. And it could be something exactly like that. Where, oh, because the game is base 2, this was optimal for us. Kind of a thing. This game makes me feel like I'm building my brain in a game. I really love it. I see you over there fight PB&J. I'm not gonna lie, man. Oh, man, I'm not gonna get into it. I have something that I feel like if you're an Oni player, you would completely understand. Kind of a thing. There's a lot of things like that where it's like, because we're Oni players, there's certain things we understand more than other people. It's weird, but it's true, man. It's true. I feel like that's like always the case. Not always the case, but it's really the case. Like, because we're Oni players, we kind of have like a little bit of a weird understanding or a little bit of weird questioning logic. Hey, why is it like that? Why this? That I feel like it applies to all of us. Not that it's weird or anything, but oh, it's a cuddle pip. Yeah, the perspective, like when you play the game, man, it makes you think in a certain way. Hey, we have a cuddle pip, dude. Natural cuddle pip. I'll take that. This guy's planting some pinch of pepper nuts. Hugging eggs. Oh, what a cute little cuddle pip. Mamba does this, man. He does that every morning. He wakes up, sees me wake up, and just walks up to me and hugs me. Every morning, man. Mamba's the best. That kitty cat hears me. He's starting to move. Alright, so we can't reach a lot of that. We already trimmed this out. We got to build this here. And then I think we need a liquid lock here. So that's going to be these two, 3. We do that. I can't do that yet. So that means we go in like that. I completely agree that Oni grows your scientific mindset. It's like a thinking process, I feel like. It's very specific. But once you get to that and start understanding it, it makes a lot of sense. I've had this mindset my entire life. Hey, man. It'd be like that sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, we're going to have to move the ladder slightly off. And then it's going to be this style. Is the right word for that, like, rational? You gotta have a rational mindset? Or very logic-focused? Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know what the right terminology for that would be. Yeah. So we're gonna have a 4 electrolyzer spawn. That's gonna be off of the saltwater geyser. Oh, it's done. Okay, let's calculate, boys. So, we have... If you guys ever wondered what you need to do to calculate geysers, a lot of the times you're going to look at the eruption, how much you're going to produce. So in our case, it's 17.2. You're going to want to... Oh, someone's dead! Oh, damn it, dude. Save my mans. Oh my god. Oh, you just climb out? Why couldn't you do that, dude? Y'all saw that? He got the wall hacks. Just climbed out of that, dude. He even coughed in the tile. He was like, what's this in my lungs? Oh, it's insulated tile? Let me just sneak out of there. I saw that guy over there, man. Holy crap. All right, saltwater geyser. So what you guys want to do is you're going to need to have this analyzed. A lot of the times, you're going to want the 17.2 kilograms, your eruption amount, and then you're going to multiply that by the eruption, period. So you're going to multiply that by 197 in my case. And then we're going to divide that by 656. Now, after that, we have basically an eruption period. Wait, do I actually need that? Yeah, per eruption period. So then we have a eruption period of 71 cycles every 104. So we multiply that by 71. Oh, crap. 71.3. Divide that by 104. And we have 3 kilograms, 3.5 kilograms of salt water per cycle. I think that's the math, right? I might be wrong. But that comes out to be 3.5 kilograms of water I could use consistently every cycle and never run out. That actually means I don't have enough. Which means I do need 1 steam vent then. Which is probably fine. We have this right here. How do you contain it though? We use heat to cook and build all the time, but how to harness it across this system is alone impossible. How could you harness it on Earth? Maybe pump it to space? Or a Oni heat bulb? What would you do to global warming because the Earth's climate bounces as well? The only way to do it, I feel like, is... It's weird. It's weird, man. Harnessing heat is hard. I don't know if it's actually feasible, because a lot of the times we never harness it. We literally just counterbalance it. Which might be one of the reasons why it doesn't work as well. Because we're just, oh, it's hot. Let's put some cold energy to balance it out. Not so much we actually, like, remove the heat. We just counterbalance it, right? Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, man, we need some oxygen over here. It's true. That's another thing. Oni doesn't make any sense. And the easiest way for you to show this to someone that's actually, like, very, like, oh no, Oni's very, very real. You gotta show them that oil is heavier than all the other liquids in the game. Oil floats on top of water in real life. I'm just saying that. Oil floats on top of water in real life. And in an Oni, it's the heaviest liquid. It's one of the things where you're like, wait, what? That's not how it works. And then you could start adding into other minor things like, you know, oh yeah, this doesn't work like it does in real life. That doesn't work. It just, you know, it's very different. Literally, steam turbine converts entropy into energy. It removes entropy. Yeah, it kind of does. And that's where the heat deletion occurs. Too bad we can't move heat with a refrigerant deep underground or something. Dude, that's some going medieval strats, man. I've seen that done in that game. Heat is something we want IRL, by the way, not get rid of. Well, we need a better way to manage it. And right now, the way we manage it is not really, like, ideal. That might be what it is. Just nothing's ideal right now. Probably the best way to describe it. Okay, so 3.5 for get the coolest steam vent. That should make up 500 grams easily. I probably don't even need to analyze that. 8.7, 142. Oh, that's actually low eruption period. We should be okay. Hopefully that should be 1 kilogram per cycle. Yeah, it's true. It displaces the heat. 100%. For refrigerators, do the exact same thing. That's why behind the refrigerator it's hot, but inside the fridge it's cold. We got to start utilizing black holes, man. Black holes are just easy energy suckers. Just gotta throw some hot things inside, and dude, that's all good. Alright, so we need some more oxygen, it looks like. So we have this. This is constantly coming out, feeding into the suits. That's not bad. We're creating space for more oxygen to come out. That's not bad as well. It's constantly being pumped, so I think we're doing all right. Use debris to generate power with black holes. Do that. Do you guys ever think we'll be able to harness the energy from black holes? Black holes are just crazy all around. Not gonna lie. You think we will be? Dude, man. I feel like there's gonna be so much risk on the first initial, like, trying to, like, utilize everything with the black holes. It's gonna be so much risk for that initial trip. We don't have natural cooling factor post Oni, which just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Yo, man, depends on the geysers. Depends on if you're playing on Rime or not. Kappa. Alright, we have gold now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, having gold's so nice. Alright, I do want to remove this just to get it ready. Same with these ladders. And then I do need oil here. It feels, I feel you with that, Citrus the Wizard. They don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. Really do be like that, though, sometimes. Okay. Now, we'll also need some liquids here. Gotta fill that up. And then the rest of this is just gonna be insulated gas pumps. I need some more gold, man. I need some more gold. Insulated pipes has to happen. I'll probably pump that in from the desalinator. And what I probably want with this, I could modify this a little bit. What I actually want with this now is a little bit of space for the reservoirs. Oh, I could have that here. I gotta lower everything by a tile. I probably should. If I lower everything by a tile, I think I get exactly what I want. So we get to put the reservoirs here, and then we get to hold on to the water to feed into the electrolyzers. That could be a thing, man. That could be pretty good. Grab the pepper nuts. Alright, so we're going to move this down. We're going to replace this with airflow. And then we'll lower this by a level as well. Oh man, so I do need a ladder for this. No, it's going to be at the bottom. Alright, so we need that. Then we need to come in. We need to bop these buildings. And then I need to make a condenser for this. This guy mentioned Oni. Yo, what a guy. I need this removed. So we need to climb down this way still. And then I need to remove this entire layer. Oh, we replaced the oxygen with CO2. That's actually fine. And then this needs to be airflow at the bottom. I see you guys over there. I see you guys over there. So this needs to pop down. I probably need a new door right here once we're ready. This door is probably not going to be locked yet. But I do need to seal that up. Oh, and I got the illegal water into the tile setup. Let's actually rebuild that so it doesn't happen. Nice. Pushed up. Let's go. I see you over there. Slight Quills. I see you over there. We gotta stay positive, man. We gotta stay positive. Oh, he gave up. Feels bad. Alright, so once we're ready, we're gonna need a door here. We'll leave this open and closable. It's gonna be fine. And then once we're ready, we'll have to deconstruct this tile. And then jump out. And then remove this afterwards. Probably replace this as well. Which probably means I probably want to deconstruct these tiles. Nice. That pushed up everything. Refinements, desalinator. It's going to face that way. I also need an airflow tile there. So nothing's broken yet because of how this works. And what we need to do is lock the door. Once we do that, I think we're good. So these two. Ladder down here. Okay, it's locked. He's almost dead. Alright, so that pushes that down. Gases are like that, which is fine. And then I need to build a tile here. And then that oh, the CO2 moved. No. No. Oh, now it's fine again. Nice. Okay, not really. Okay, I gotta replace that tile. And then we gotta remove this door and this tile. Alright, so it's fluctuating. Hopefully we get the CO2 right there. Infinite spill setup. We just need that to move and we're good. Alright, this is almost ready. Always lucky? Oh, never lucky. Feels bad, boys. Alright, so what we need to do is mop this up. And then we'll spill some more salt water afterwards. God damn it, man. Feels bad. There we go. We got it, boys. Easy does it. Oh, no. The polluted oxygen came out. Alright, we're going to actually have to pump it in or something. So this is going to be salt water. We'll just drip it in. And then we'll pump in a bubble of gas inside. Now, I could actually fit my reservoirs into here, which is pretty good. I actually wanted that to feed into the electrolyzers. These probably should be made out of gold, because they're not going to be in a vacuum. They're going to be touching water constantly. Alright, so there's water everywhere now. We just need to pipe in a different gas, probably from this side, because it's right there. Or maybe from the outside, so the pipelines are easier. Okay, that's not bad. Let's seal that up. This is going to be oil. Copy that for here. And then auto bottle. And we need all of them. Gotta sweep everything. And then I think we're going to choose salt water. That's what we have the most of. Cool. So this is good. So we don't need that much oil into here. Just a little bit. Small drop. And then we're going to be able to make another submerged bomb setup. Then we're just going to have to remove the gases so that we can have hydrogen-oxygen split. And we're going to be good. Oh, that was barely enough. Alright, that's fine. So hopefully full bottles for these. I don't want anything less than that. Actually, we could have less than that. Shouldn't be too bad. No research is happening, but that's okay. We need to prepare for the 100 dupes. We do want to continue a lot of the mining. Go in there like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do want to mine those two as well. And then I think this is gone. I will leave it there to be able to run across them. And then I probably want to mine a lot of this. Oh, damn. Oh, these are in grams. What the hell? Where are they grabbing oil from? There's like no oil whatsoever. Feels bad, man. Alright, so let's make them mine a little bit more. I want to get the mining down to here. Might as well mine this out. Grab that. I also want to mine this. And then we need to start mining that. So we do need some ladders here. 1, 2, 3. And then it's a 4 from here. So we'll do it like this. And then we'll want to mine this down. Autosave lag. So I think we're going to want this. Legit, how many watts Slubs gives before versus now? It only affects... The only values I know is tame values, but I would recommend looking at my video that we just came out with that goes over the patch. We have exactly that. And I don't know how to actually test values for wild slugs because I can't see their kcals. But it's only tied to how much food they've eaten. Nothing else. It's only tied to how much food they've had. Alright, alright. We need you to leave. So if we go down here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do need to mine that. Okay. But it's better now. You don't have to keep them happy anymore. It's only have to worry about how many kcals they have. And then you have a better range as well. Yes, you also get refined metal. That's a big thing. Getting refined metals is mad nice. 100%. Getting the refined metals is mad nice. Oh, come on. Alright, at least that means from here, we could trim this. Got that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we want to go like that. Get the plants, mine that, mine these two, and then we remove the ladders. No, this is base game. This is base game, no DLC. So I can't help out, man. I'm sorry. So, wait, so why are people talking about slugs? Be good of refined metal. They don't they eat it? Yes, they now are able to eat it. Before they couldn't. So the reason behind that is because slugs used to eat metal ore only. So metal ore, right? The problem with metal ore is that you don't have a way to produce it. So anything that's aluminum, copper, iron, golds, any of the metal ores that you have, aluminum ore, cobalt ore, there's no way for you to make it. And not only that, there's some buildings that specifically need ores, like the gas pump, right? You need to have metal ores for this. A lot of your base tiles, your pneumatic door, you know, metal ores for airflow, mesh tiles, right? You could use steel, but you don't want to waste steel on it typically, unless you need the overheat temperature. So because of that, no one would ranch them because you already have very little amounts in the very early game. So we're not going to consider steel because it's going to be, you know, you have to have not only a lot of iron, but you have to have enough steel for your main buildings as well. And a lot of cases it has to do with rocketry. You're going to need steel for a lot of the rocketry buildings, like the Radbolt engine specifically needs steel, things like that. And because you're going to want to have steel for those buildings or for your aqua tuner, right? You're not going to have a lot left over for some of the other buildings. So it becomes a thing where you're reluctant to spend your iron ore or other metal ores because of that. Yes, then they did change it so that now they could eat it. I am curious too about that because Slight Quills, have you ever seen the Hatch Igneous Eater? Have you ever seen that? You produce ore from the oxidizer, but you can't produce rust, right? So since you don't have a lot of rust from the geysers, what you're going to have to do is wait until you get into rocketry, build what's called the cargo module or drocone, and then you go and mine out in space. So the problem with that is you have to wait into the end game for you to get that because you need a lot of diamond. So a lot of people didn't want to waste times on plug slugs because of that. So now that they could eat refined metals, they could just eat it from a geyser directly, right? I have not. So if you keep a hatch, because hatches actually die from the extreme temperatures above 70 degrees, if you have a hatch in a vacuum, and then you have igneous rock that's immediately solidified from magma. So magma, is solidifies at 1400 degrees Celsius, 1409, but you know, we'll just say 1400. You could actually have your hatches eat the molten hot igneous rock that's at 1400 degrees, and they don't die. And the reason being is because when they eat food, the temperature of the food doesn't affect them. So that literally converts and deletes the heat when they poop out the coal. So you get that weird setup. Now, I'm assuming that plug slugs will also have that characteristic where if you keep the plug slug in a vacuum, that when they eat the molten metal, immediately solidify from like a gold volcano, right? And just use that as an example. They'd be able to just convert that into energy. The problem is that they do produce hydrogen. And that's a gas. And if that gas touches the molten gold, it's going to kill the plug slug. So there is something like that potentially, but who knows how viable it's going to be. So yeah, there's that weird molten igneous hatch design. And the key thing is keeping it in a vacuum. Because when it's in a vacuum, the igneous on the ground does not have heat transfer with the critters walking around. Unless that got patched out. But for the most case, last time I checked, that should work. But yeah, a lot of the times you want to harness the heat energy for steam turbine, so not a lot of people do that. They'd rather just get the steam turbine rolling, getting some free power, right? Autosave flag. Nice. Grab that, that's not bad. Alright, I'm gonna mine out the entire area. Alright, we'll leave that for now. Oh, did we have too much oil? I let them be. It's still in grams. Oh, this one's good. So that's fine. We still have this one. This one I'm probably going to want to do full bottle of salt water soon. I hope I don't have any leftover bottles of water. Actually, we could check. So we're going to use salt water for the second layer. So here and nowhere else. So this is where all the salt water is. That's actually pretty good. Someone's dying. What the hell? How did you get over here, dude? How the hell did you get over here? What the hell, dude? You have to wear a suit. This is locked. Did you break in from somewhere else? There's no other path down here. Dude, that's illegal. How did he break out? Alright, man, he's full hit points, so we're just gonna move him out. We're gonna follow him in case he needs help. How the hell did he get out without a suit? He got every stress modifier in the book. Light wounds, major eye irritation, sopping wet, popped eardrums, hungry. What's going on here, man? How'd he break through the door? He's okay, though. He's okay. How the hell did he break through the door? That's wild, man. That's mad illegal as well. I noticed for the last 2 days that dupes sometimes seem to ignore atmosphere checkpoint, but I've never seen it, huh? How hot was that oil? 70 degrees? 70 degrees? 80 degrees? Oh, man. You got it, buddy. Gun Griffin, dude. How did you even fall down? Another one over here, man. At least we got him. At least we caught him. He should be a human french fry. Hey, man. He has thick skin. I guess. I guess he has thick skin. But seeing dupes without suits in places where they must be in suits. I wonder what's happening. The only thing I would imagine is 2 dupes are exiting the suit checkpoint and there's only 1 suit on the docks. Like, that's the only thing I could imagine. So both of them leave at exactly the same time, but only one of them equips the suit because there wasn't enough. Outside of that, man, I can't even fathom what happens. I feel you with that, though, Fluon. You gotta watch the suit dog. I've been a fan of the series book adaptation. I've never heard of that, man. The summer I turned pretty. I don't know what that, no, man. What genre is that? And it's on Prime Video. I don't know if I have access to that. I probably do. I've never been on Prime Video. Guys, do you guys use Prime Video? Is it worth checking out? Because I've never used it before. Actually never used it. So it's like, I don't know if I should check it out. Romance. Okay, okay. So I know I have Prime Video. I just never used it. I don't know if it's worthwhile. What do you guys think? Any Prime Video users in chat? Teen Love Triangle. Ooh, I don't know about that, man. Maybe. I bet he got in some other way without going through the checkpoint, but I'm not sure. Alright, let's check that. So in order to get to the oil biome, you have to go through here. There's no other way around it. This is a tunnel, but nothing else leads into it. Right? So you have to go through here. So from here, this is a dead end. This is also a dead end. And then this door is locked. So you have to go through the suit checkpoint. Check navigation. Yeah, that's probably smart. Yeah, just as I say. You go through this way to get to the oil, no other way. And then it's right here, there's a fork, but nothing leads into it. And then it's through the suit checkpoint. There is walking right here, but it's locked on the door, so they can't go through. The only other thing that could have happened... Oh, yeah! This happened earlier today at the stream. So what could happen is... for whatever reason, I had a dupe that was standing on this tile, building this tile, before I made it into a natural tile, and then after he built it, he teleported. So maybe he was digging or building a tile, and then he got displaced into the bottom. That could be the only thing I could think of. Because that is a glitch that I've seen happen, but it should have been patched out. Because they're trying to make teleporting dupes with closing doors not a thing anymore. It used to be a thing. But it should have been patched out. Should have been patched out. It's really weird that that happens. I've only used Prime a couple times. The Ring of Power's on there. Oh, I see it. See, the thing is that I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of shows. And a lot of shows I watch is like in the mood. If I want to watch a specific genre, in the mood kind of a thing. That's usually what I try to do. I will mine this out. I do want to start breaking into here. I think what we might want to do is have a ladder here. And I probably want this. Going down that way. Glossy Draco is trying to get himself killed. They don't seem to have many good movies. Feels bad, man. I don't know what's on there that I would want to watch. Dude, there's so many movies I haven't seen, though. I haven't seen Endgame from the Marvel Comics. There's a lot of shows I wouldn't mind checking out, just because I haven't seen it. I wonder such glitches, how such glitches come live, as I've never seen something like that years ago. I've seen it every so often. Fluon, do you go to the forums, man? The Clay forums? Did you dream to be a director or video editor for a movie? Because you're very active on PC. No. So, I don't know, this is sad. As a child, I never had aspirations to be something specific. I just wanted to live my life. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I never had like, oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, I want to be a fireman. Oh, this motherfucker's stuck. Oh, he's gonna get hurt, dude. Okay, he didn't fall down. But yeah, I never had any aspirations like that, man. I just kind of wanted to live life, if that makes sense. Because I didn't know. Because as a child, I want to say, man, that the kids that go, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a doctor, right? Things like that. I feel like it's so stereotypical. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's like, I don't know where they get that, oh, I want to be this or that from. Because as a child, I don't know if I was sheltered or something, but I just didn't know enough about the world. So, like, to me, to predispose what I want to be when I grow up didn't make any sense as a child. So to me, I was just like, I want to be me, man. Too Legit City, you know what it is? And, you know, gotta let the people know. Oh, that guy got body slammed. Yeah, sometimes it's their parents, right? Sometimes it's from watching TV. Hey, what do you do? What do you want to do after you win the championship? I want to go to Disneyland, Disney World, right? And it's like, oh, we know about that because of the movies. Not much about Disneyland in general. You know, and it's like a lot of it just carries over. But for me, man, I never had the aspiration like that to be a director, to be someone like that in editing or anything like that. Nowadays, I'm doing it because I have to, right? If I'm editing for YouTube videos. And, you know, I've always been a person that's been, for lack of better words, not that I work well on my own, but I've always worked on my own. Meaning that, it's not that I like working alone, but it's more so since I work alone a lot of times, I want to say I'm a little bit more capable than your average person. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, I try to tough it through, work it out, learn as much as I can, whatever way I can. And yeah, eventually you just, put enough time into it, you get better. Find someone to share an account with you so you don't have to pay for video. I don't have to pay for video, share an account. Blade Woods, what does that mean? I'm not actually sure. They get imprinted maybe as a child an astronaut, but I wonder if that's what I wanted or that's what I saw other children wanting. Honestly, if there was anything, I want to say in middle school, I wanted to make my own video game. That's probably the closest I've gotten to that. As a child, you're going to be like, oh, I want to make my own video game. That's going to be the perfect video game that has everything that I want in it. That might be the closest thing to an aspiration as a child. And it was kind of selfish. I'm going to be real. Like, the only reason why I said that is because I liked playing video games. Like, the grand scheme of things, that's really what it was, right? And the logic was, if I'm making video games, I'm playing video games. And, as a child, it's like, dude, what's more fun than having, playing video games? Growing up, though, learning code, learning Python, it's kind of a reality check. You'd be like, oh, man, this shit is tough. Like, oh, man, it took me that much work just to get a 1+1 code. Like, to make a calculator. Right? Like, oh, man, that was tough, dude. And it took me that long. Oh, man, I gotta give this up. Like, that's the wake-up call, man. Like, oh, shit, dude. Java is a pain. Looks like I'm giving this up, man. Like, it was just, like, I don't know if I had a bad professor teach me or something, but it was a tough time. And then it's like, you get that reality call, you wake up, and now it's like, oh, yeah, let's just do what's stable, be an accountant. And then after that, and you do the office life thing, and you're like, oh man, I'm not about that. It's weird, man. You're right. I should check the forums before there is already reported threat. Yeah, of course. Anything that's a bug probably gets reported onto the Clay forums a lot of the times. So on the Clay forums, for one, you see a lot of crazy stuff. Little kid me wanted to be a banker because I thought that playing Monopoly or something, I'd get all the money in the bank. Dude, my friend said the same thing. That's so funny. I had a friend that go, when I grow up, I want to be a banker. And then his brother asked him, why? He's like, because I'm going to get all the money. I'm like, and then his brother's like, yeah, but you're not getting paid the money. He's like, yeah, but it's fine. I get to count the money. And I was just like, I don't know how that makes sense, but sure. But yeah, I had a friend like that too. It's pretty funny. I wanted to be a paleontologist as a child. You knew what a paleontologist was as a child? That's impressive. Did you know someone that was in that job field? Java is a legal coding language. I see you over there. I know all about bad professors, tanking my interest in pursuing certain courses. Astronomy and physics were worse because I had terrible instructors. Dude, slight quotes. Did you ever hear the story about me in the introductory to C#? Did you ever hear that story, dude? What happened to me in my experience? It was a horrible professor, man. Hands down, the worst of all time. Of all time, man. Oh, God. So, in college, if you guys know college, we have something called a bell curve. Typically, a bell curve means that you have your students take the tests. There is a average median, right? Or the basically the average score. And then there's a top end number and a low end number. And then between, you get standard deviations. So you get A, B, C, C is the medium, and then D, fails the lowest score. And then that's going to be dictated by the test scores, so that we get something called a bell curve. Now, the thing with the bell curve is that it's, how do I say this? It's not perfect, and it's dictated by how well the class does. So when I was doing my introductory to computer science and we were learning about C#, we had a really bad professor. I have no idea what he was saying, but I was taking down notes. I was lost. We went to computer lab to start doing some coding projects, right? Because we needed some specific programs in order to do that. And the TA basically said, "Ah, shit, looks like I'm gonna have to teach this class from scratch again." So I said to him, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, this professor is not really that good at teaching. He's more of a researcher. That's why he's actually being, you know, he's on payroll, not because he's a good teacher, but he does a lot of breakthroughs for the field." I was like, "Okay, so what does that actually mean?" He can't teach for shit. I'm like, "What do you mean again? I had to do this last quarter." So he told me that, and I was like, "Wait, what? Really?" And I was like, I got to try hard for this. So I tried to study and everything, read the book. None of it made sense. I went to the TA, I went through the professor. It was just a stupid time. So I went to the midterm, right? Midterm. There's only a midterm and a final, 2 tests. And then, you show up to lab, no homework. So, showed up. It was a 100 question, 1 point each, multiple choice, A, B, C, D, E. So it's 5 letters, multiple choice, for the entirety of the 100 questions. We took it, me and my homie, we were in class. And afterwards, we were like, "Man, that was a bad test." I said, "Yeah, me too, man. I didn't think I did that great." But guess what? It was on Tuesday. We're like, "Yo, fuck it. Let's go get some tacos." Okay, right? We're in Southern California. What else are we going to do? Get some motherfucking tacos. So we Taco Tuesday. We went out, got some tacos. That shit was delicious. On the way back, I ordered some carne asada fries. Man, dude, you got to be in LA for that. So after that, a couple days later, they get the grading done, and I got the score. So I was at home when I went to check. So I logged in, went to the class. I saw my grade. I was like, "Yo, fuck." I got a 16 out of 100. And I was panicking. I was like, "Yo, this is the first time I failed anything in life. Actually gonna get an F slapped on this freaking midterm." I got scared. So I was panicking, dude. I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ." So I hit up the homie. The homie's like, "Dude, I got a 10. I was like, "Yo, what the you got a lower score than I did." I'm like, "Wait, this shit was multiple choice." That means that literally I got below average. Because you know what they say, right? Even on a multiple choice test, you could guess randomly and still get, a rough grade. I got worse than the 20% minimum, right? And I was like, "Oh, dude, the world's gonna end. I'm about to transfer majors." So my friend got a lower score. We both panicked. We were like, "What the F?" And so here's the thing. We only get the scores on the website. So the next time class started, we went. That's when they show us the standard deviation and the mean, medium, and all that. The fucking most insane thing happens. The class medium was single digits. It was an 8. 8 out of 100. This is 400 students in a large lecture hall. 400 students fucked up. Worse than we did. And holy shit, the highest grade in the class was an 80. Someone who already knows the language scored an 80, didn't study, and got an A. The standard deviate, yeah, I did. And I got a B, dude. I got a B. I was a B minus. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Passed, let's go," but I'm still changing majors. Because I didn't learn squat. So I was like, "Dude, if I take this foundation to the intermediate class, I'm screwed." Something had to be wrong with the grading average because the random guesses should be... That's what I said. And I panicked with that in mind, Bladewoods. I'm not going to lie. So when we found out what the medium was and the standard deviation, sigh of relief. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, I got a C." Yes. Right? So it's like I had a really bad professor. That's what it comes down to. Like, how else am I gonna explain it? Man, I had a bad professor. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I wasn't alone because I would be taking notes and the professor would be speaking English. So I understood the words. But when he made sentences, I was like, "What the is he saying, man? Like, you know what? We'll write it down. And that's what it became. It's like, you know what? I'm writing it down. Just because I don't understand what he's saying doesn't mean that it's not going to make sense later. But it was, dude, it was bad. It was really bad. Dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. I lived that moment. And in the great words of the late great philosopher Oscar Gamble, they don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. And it really do be like that sometimes. I just hate to say it. It's crazy, man. Like, I don't know how to break it to you, but that's how it went down. It was some wild stuff, man. But yeah, that's the worst professor I've ever had. I don't know if that really amounts to much, but that's the story, man. It was insane. It was literally insane. Crazy as hell, man. Alright, so we got this. Alright, so we got that. We could jump out. We're going to want to mine this out in the entirety, and then we'll mine out the lead layer right there. It's crazy, man. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. And it really do be like that sometimes. I'm sure you're right that the professor is crazy and didn't even grade. Honestly, who knows? Who really knows? But all I know was that I heard from a lot of people he was not a good professor. Sometimes you just gotta take the advice, man. Dude, that guy's not good at teaching. Hey, yo, man, I'll be fine. I learned from the books. I was not fine. And then yeah, I actually transferred majors after that. I went into economics. And I was like, dude, this is a lot easier, man. This makes sense. I understand the formulas. Nothing here has to be like crazy. And it was nice. Nothing crazy, man. Just good times. Nice. Alright, so now with that, we can put a pitcher pump here. Maximum length should be good. We'll start pumping out the oil from there. I'll probably stop digging and start digging over here. So the oil just falls down. Don't they look at the evaluations from the student? Dude, let me tell you, man, like, they don't care. He was a good researcher, man. I don't know what he was good at, but he was not a good professor. I don't know how to break it to you. Like, they probably do, but because he probably offsets it with something. Like, he has to. Either that or he's blackmailing them, right? Like, it has to be something going on. He's got to be offsetting the bad reviews somehow. Alright, so with that, I could probably get oil now a little bit better. So this is empty. This is at 700 and 1,000. This is nothing. Okay. We need a little bit more, a little bit more. I think... Oh, no, I can't do that. I probably need to use this then. Yeah, that's the safe bet. Alright, 200 kilograms. That's good. Alright, that's good as well. And then the last one is going to be here. Come on, I went full bottles. Why are you chilling in there, Marie? Oh, it's because you're idle. Alright, so we'll sweep only that bottle of oil then. There we go. Don't need a lot, just need a couple kilograms. All right, sweep to here, sweep to here. And then we'll sweep this again. There we go, that's a vacuum now. So this is gonna sweep to there. After that, we just need some salt water here now. And we're good. Salt water, auto bottle. I wish there was a setting for only auto bottle. I honestly wish that was a setting. Only able to use the bottle emptier coming from a pitcher pump. That would save me so many times when I'm building liquid locks, man. Not even kidding. Oh, we're out of reservoir space. Feels bad. Alright. Why are you putting crude oil and salt water into there? Caesar Squires. Hope you're doing well, man. I see you over there. We're making a submerged bomb. That's exactly what we have over here. Crude oil and salt water. In our case, it's brine. This gives you a great design for natural separation with the block design that we have. So we don't need to use a gas filter. Very convenient. And another thing is that it's infinite pressure. So this is 2200 kilograms. This is 400 kilograms per tile. So we could have infinite storage as a result. So yeah, that's going to be the reason why. Come on, man. Can we get some salt water? Nice. Yep, yep. All right, so we want a full bottle of salt water, 200 kilograms. Perfect. And then we're going to want ladders here, because we have to put a tile here to cap it out, and I can't climb up and down with that. So this is off. This was not a full bottle. Feels bad. I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I do need power wires here, so that's going to be lead. We're going to have to use a spalm to power all this. Oh no, we're going to use hydrogen. What am I saying? This is a spalm. Oh, that was not enough water. Alright, so what we're going to need is to have an area that's going to have the hydrogen generators. So I theoretically kind of want to cool that down. And I do want to make an isolated room for that. We could keep it up top. It's not that bad. I could also keep it in this room. Isn't electrolyzers max gas pressure is 2 kilograms? No, that's not the case. You're talking about the vent right here. This is at 2,000 kilograms, or 2,000 grams. The electrolyzer just works. They only turn off if you flood them. That's actually how the electrolyzer works. It's weird. It's a different type of interaction. Alright, this is good. Alright, so we'll drop a little bit more. And there we go. That's close. 98 over to 100. Then we just have this bottle right there. Don't you have to get around max gas pressure? That's only for vents. Only for vents. You don't have to do that for your electrolyzers. So basically how it works is it doesn't check unless it's a gas. It's the best way to describe it. It only checks for that max gas pressure if it's a gas. If it's a liquid, it actually doesn't care. Same thing. That's gas pressure. That's different. That's different. How much liquid can you put on the electrolyzer without flooding them? It actually depends. If you use oil, the threshold is a lot lower. So you could probably flood a electrolyzer with 200 kilograms of crude oil, probably. And I'm not actually sure the value. But if it's not using oil, the thresholds are a lot higher. I think it's 500 or 350 It's one of those two values. So per tile, I think it's 350 because that's what the steam turbine is at. Well, the steam turbine, you go up to like 400, I think, kilograms per tile. But if you do want to do this, I think it's 350 kilograms per tile. So it's going to be over the 2 tiles. So that's going to be 700 total, probably. 35%. So 1,000 for that. 350 will flood it. So that's why oil, because it's 870 kilograms. It's a little bit lower. Interesting. Leo Far, that's a good observation. I'll see you over there. I keep liquid at 2 kilograms per tile. Okay. I mean, that's perfectly fine. At that point, it's kind of like preference. But I specifically have over here 100 kilograms per tile, and then at the bottom is a couple grams of oil. 3 kilograms, 3 kilograms. Not that bad, but 100 grams each per top. So we know this works. We know this works. We already had it running. So it's not too bad. Alright, so we could get rid of the bottle emptiers now. We need to put caps on this so we could separate the gases. And then we're going to have to start doing the vacuuming of the area. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh yeah, we still need to put polluted oxygen into there. The feed into here. And then I wanted my reservoirs here. This had to be gold. And then I think it was going to be regular pipes. It probably doesn't matter. And I think what we're going to want is... yeah, has to go to the top. So this is going to get removed for a pump here, which means we need an airflow tile there. And then that's probably going to be like that. And then this needs to go outside to go like this. This needs to come in like that. There we go. So we do need this to build some of the tiles there. Alright, and then the pump. Perfect. And then all we need is a little bit of power. I think some of that's unreachable. I can't hear you over the sides of your caps. Rambo Man, could you say that again? Oh, this is right here is unreachable. You're right. Let's run that like this then. Yeah, right there, right there. Also go around, but it's probably not needed. Alright, so we're going to have the salinator water store right here. I'm probably also going to want to have a bridge come in from the condenser from the cool steam vents. How we doing today? We doing alright, man. Doing alright. It's a Sunday. I'm a little bit tired, but hey, man, it is what it is. Otherwise, we're doing alright. I heard some weird noises today around the house, but I don't think anything bad's happening. But yeah, doing alright. Mamba's napping behind me. He's doing good too. How about you, Mr. Rambo? How was yous? How was all the things? Alright, so... the hatch ranch is started. We started setting up some of the arbitrary setups. I didn't want to get started with that yet, though. I probably should. And then... I probably don't know if I need a lot of reed fiber. That's another thing that's a little bit interesting. Oh, they're cramped? Oh, that's a lie. They're not cramped. We just swept out the egg. Okay. Okay, so these guys are cool as well. Oh, did I ever change the sensor? Oh, it's always green signal. Only green signal when it's below 20. Dude, how many... I have 52 Dracos in here, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit. I never actually... God damn it. None of them went into the bottom room for the kill box. Ah, man. Reed fiber for life. I might need some of that. I've never built electro ones like that before. Is there a difference with a normal one? A normal electrolyzer, you need a filter, right? You need a filter out because you have a mixed gas tank. I don't have to do that because this is a natural separation. So there actually is a seal right here. So the oxygen and the hydrogen never mix. So because of that, I could pump out all the oxygen and the hydrogen could stay put. Same thing with the hydrogen getting pumped out. So by doing it like this, I have natural separation. So I don't need a gas filter, whether it's a mechanical, actually paying for the gas filter or whatever. And then I also have infinite gas pressure. So electrolyzers stop turning on when the gas pressure is above 1800 grams. But over here, you could see that it's around 470 kilograms. A normal one without filter. So infinite gas pressure will be the second thing. There's no, like, it'll just keep running. So I'm out of water, but I'm actually fine because I have so much oxygen here. This is kilograms. So infinite pressure is going to be the main thing. But yeah, it's all in one. So you don't need a separate box. You don't need separate storage. And everything works pretty well. Alright guys. I think this is going to be a great time for me to wrap things up for the night. And I gotta go. It's been a great 6 hours, you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I gotta go get some dinner for myself. Wrap up my Sundays. And guys, thank you guys for being here today. You guys were great. Good conversations, good crowds. Thank you guys for listening to my stories. And dude, thank you guys for just being great chat today, man. Not very often. I thank the chats for just overall being awesome. But you guys were awesome today, man. Thank you guys so much. But guys, it's gonna be time for me to wrap things up for the night. So if you guys need some help, if you guys want some advice, if you guys are running into problems and you want to ask me specifically, you guys can always find me on the Discord. Links right there in chat. And let me get that save in really quick.